Welcome back, everybody, to this Monday episode of Thunderleaf Games, where we are not playing Cyberpunk. We are going to take you all into the world of Humblewood. So, thank you for joining us for our little forest adventure tonight. And as always, I'm Donnie, and tonight I am not your favorite med tech. I am your dungeon master tonight. We're going to let Mike play the game for once. So,
That'll be a novel experience for him.
yeah, it's
Real
pretty
weird over here.
amazing. So just a quick couple thank yous to the people that help make our games possible. So of course we'll start with our intro and outro music by Kevin MacLeod from Incomptech Music. Just some fantastic music he creates, all sorts of varieties. Definitely check it out if you're looking for something to add some ambience to your own videos or just your home games. Otherwise, we're going to be using some D&D Beyond, and of course, we want to definitely thank Hit Point Press, the creators of the Humblewood universe, I guess is the right word, forest verse, that we're going to be exploring a bit.
The Humbleverse.
The Humbleverse, yes, very good. I like that much better. And let's introduce you to some of my fellow team here, and we'll throw a little question their way. And why don't we start with Greg? And what is your favorite forest creature?
My favorite forest creature's got to be the bear, grizzly bears. I picked up the nickname Greg Bear years and years ago because of something stupid I did at work. And it stuck around so long I've actually got a tattoo of a bear on my back.
Nice. I did not know that.
I thought I showed you the bear.
Nope. All right. Who would like to go next with forest creatures? And introducing themselves.
So I'm Ray. I'm going to be playing a barbarian Strig. And my favorite forest creature is probably a wolf. They're very cool. I got to go to Wolf Sanctuary a couple years ago, and it was phenomenal. They're so quiet. Like, you don't hear them coming at all. For something that's 200 pounds and traipsing through woods, and you do not hear it.
Almost like it evolved to do exactly that perfectly.
And Greg, just jumping back for a second, what class and race are you doing tonight? We'll get more into your characters.
I am going to be playing a raptor named Horbus, who is a ranger.
Very cool. Why don't we go on to our normal dungeon master next?
All right, I am Mike, and I am not running a game. I'm going to be playing Tallow Embercloak, the Vulpin cleric.
Very cool. And what's your favorite forest creature, Mike?
When we were just on vacation, we saw this little fox guy that was kind of hanging out with us, so I'm going to go with the fox.
What did you say?
Super cool. I don't know. I kept trying to get him to come over and hang out with us, you know, but I was like, "Come here," but he wouldn't listen.
All right, and that brings us last but definitely not least. Amy, what is your favorite forest creature?
You know, a minute ago I said moss is a joke, and then my brain stopped computing, and now I can only think of moss and lichen.
It totally counts.
It's alive. It's something, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Moss.
Love it.
And I am playing a Gerbine fighter whose name is Clearin.
Love it. All right. So we'll have a little intro here to our event, but yeah, we just appreciate everybody for joining us here. And of course, the two usual call before we get started. If you haven't, please like, subscribe, type in the chat. We love to interact with y'all. And of course, if you haven't yet, please check out some of our new shows we've been premiering here. Rave Reviews on Wednesday nights and Sunday nights has been just a blast to hang out in the chat. We've got most of the team joining in and chatting with each other and you, and all of us are just finding a great community of making fun of Greg playing Dark Souls there, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
What was it, 2 or 3? Did you get a third boss last night?
I think we stopped on 2, but I also added something like 25, 30 deaths to the count from the
Yeah.
stupid sexy spider lady.
Yeah,
It's good.
Progression
Yeah, she did
one
number,
way or the
man.
other.
She did. She did.
And then on Wednesdays, I've been hosting a new show called Donnie Does It, where you can just join me, hang out in the middle of the week, relax, and do some crafting. We've been doing some painting, and who knows, in the future, Ray threatened me with a squirrel suit. So maybe we'll have a squirrel suit edition
It's
instead
happening,
of
Donnie.
Ah,
yeah.
we're getting you to
Unfortunately,
jump
what
off
Ray
a
doesn't
bridge.
know is it's the squirrel girl costume suit, not.
Yeah, we're gonna get up to the top of the base building, and you're gonna
Better,
whip out some cosplay,
Yep.
Even
little
better.
fursuit action, and oh shit, not the red suit.
All right. Well, on that note, but yeah, that's it. Wednesdays, 5:30. And then check out, Greg's been throwing some great new videos, creating some content, just some short form, accessible how to make characters was last week. He's gonna have some great content coming out on Friday afternoons as well. So
Yeah,
just
this
keep
week- yeah, this week is going to be combat tips.
very cool. So yeah, we're definitely got a lot going on. We appreciate everybody that's been joining, and yeah, just click that subscribe button, throw us a like, throw us a shout. We love it. So thank you all very much. And on that note, let's go into the forest. Yeah. All right. So I want to welcome you all to our adventure, Humblewood, Thunder and Fire. The land of Humblewood has been a land of peace and plenty for generations, quietly existing in tune with the rhythms of the land. The Corvus Council would have us believe the rhythm is the beating of the Old One's wings. It is by this, they claim, the right to rule Humblewood from their perches high in the branches of the Alderheart tree. Alderheart is the greatest city in the land. The ancient oak tree shelters whole burrows amongst its branches and manors and centers of the council's bureaucracy within the trunk. The highest levels are known as the perches and are reserved to the Corvus, a crow-like race who jealously guard their power. In general, their birdfolk cohorts live a privileged life. The humble folk, existing on the forest floor, do their best to scratch a living amongst the lower branches, and the truly unfortunate find ways to make their lives amongst the winding corridors tunneled into and amongst the winding roots. A generation back, the council sent their raptor perch guards to clear out the roots, claiming their motivation was to protect the Alderheart tree. This was known as the cleansing. The cleansing was a failure, though, thwarted by the Alderheart tree itself. These events became the rallying cry for the humble folk who seek to free themselves from Corvus oppression. As one warren was burned out, the roots of the tree would shift, opening new avenues for the desperate to escape. The humble folk rebellion is still small, but once enough small folk march together, their rhythm will be thunderous. And it's with this that we find ourselves on the outskirts of Alderheart. A small group of like-minded humble folk have set up camp. The camp consists of several tents and temporary makeshift shelters. This ragtag group of outcasts and a ragtag group of outcasts. Under the leadership of Bena Sheridan, a scarred servant warrior, a core group of outlaws working against the Corvus Council and have taken responsibility for the refugees the Alderheart leadership have left to fend for themselves. It is there where we find our new adventurers, new recruits to the coalition, called to their first mission. And as you all arrive to Benna's tent, the command tent of the coalition, let's start with, who do we find coming up to the tent first? Anybody like to tell us about their character first?
I think we probably see Orbis coming up, and he looks like a red-tailed hawk. Got a very stern and serious look on his face, almost kind of concerned. And he's been kind of pacing outside of the tent for a little bit, waiting for them to get there. He's just got this look of anger and kind of frustration on his face.
All right, and who else is summoned to this meeting?
So I guess next, you would see Ember, who is a barn owl, and she looks like an angry barn owl. She's definitely a barbarian, and she's got what appears to be like actual embers in her feathers. We might learn more about that later, maybe.
Very cool. Mike or Amy?
I think mine would be last.
Sure. So Tallow will follow up. He's a fox with some ember-colored fur, a bit of a grin on his face. Cloak kind of smells a little bit of, smoke and campfires, and yeah, he's gonna kind of sneak over.
Cool. And who comes in last?
And little precious Clearin definitely left crazy early and was so excited and was ready to like take on the world and fight for good and do all these things, and then got distracted by like the smell from the bakery and saying hi to like Granny Smith down the street, and so is shamefully walking in probably a little bit later than everyone else, and very much looking like she just came of age like 2 days ago, wore an outfit that looks like she genuinely like stood at her closet going like, what would a fighter wear, kind of thing. All of the right intentions and the strongest try-hard energy you've ever encountered.
Awesome. So yeah, just a little bit more detail about the races. Obviously, each of you have chosen some different creatures that inhabit the woods of Humblewood, but there are 10 different distinct creatures that make up the people of Humblefolk. As I mentioned, there's the Corvum, who are a crow-like race of people and the rulers of the Humblewood hierarchy. And amongst the bird folk, there are the raptors, that typically personified by creatures that tend to be like eagles, hawks, typical raptor-like birds. There's the Gallus, which would be your wild fowl and chickens and quails and things like that. Kind of your homely folk of the bird world. And then there's the Lumas, who are typically doves and represent the religious orders of the bird folk. And then, of course, the Strig, personified by Ray, that are usually owls, owl-like creatures, and tend to float between the two extremes. They find themselves in the humble folk or the kind of raptor camp, depending on each individual. Then amongst the humble folk, we have the servant, which also includes Benna Saradin, the coalition leader, who is a rather severe-looking doe. They're personified by deer-type creatures. The hedges, which are typically personified by like hedgehogs and similar type creatures. There's certainly some flexibility, maybe some badgers and possums. There's a pretty tight relationship between them and the Mapok, which I probably say wrong, but that's what we're going with. Who are the raccoons? I like to think possums there, probably. Other type creatures such as that. Definitely groundhogs in there. And the Verpine, who are a fox-like people. And the Gerbine, a mouse-like race as well, which would be what Amy is. So yeah, we have a wonderful mix of people here, and of course anybody sympathetic to the cause of the coalition is welcome, but Benna has gathered you all together because she believes you all have a joint dislike of the authority of the Corvum, and she's got a special mission planned for you all. And she called you here to her tent, and as you approach, she says, welcome, adventurers. I appreciate you joining me, new recruits. We're always looking for new help, and there's a lot to be done amongst us, but not all are suited for all tasks. But I see the four of you just perfectly suited for this one. Are you ready to make a donation to the cause today?
Orbis is kind of.
I'm here, ready.
If owls could sneer, you would get a sneer from Ember.
Yeah, Horbis is definitely kind of not here for the enthusiasm either.
Well, I should expect that. I guess a little more detail, and I think I've got something today that's even gonna appeal to the two of you who are clearly questioning why I've drawn you here. I've gotten word. The Corvum have a caravan being transported back to Alderheart. Some collected taxes and goods taken from the nearby town of Meadowfen, collected there to be returned to the Corvum's coffers. I task you all, we need these goods. We'll distribute them to those in need here. They don't need to go and be lost to the riches of the Corvum. But it's up to you all to go find it. I'm not exactly sure where along the route you'll find them. I don't know exactly how long ago they left, but I have good intel that they'll be found on the road between Meadowfen and Alderheart within the next day. Can you do this for the cause?
Orbis is kind of rubbing his shoulder. This'll hurt them. It'll hurt the Corvus.
It'll hurt the Corvus. It'll help us hurt them more later.
I'm in.
I
I'm
knew
ready.
I'd speak your language. Well, thank you, young one. I knew you'd be eager too, and this is a great chance. Learn from your fellows, and I'm counting on you most of all.
Aw.
I won't let you down. I'm gonna be so good.
Well, when you're ready, take off just to the west here, and you'll find the road. If you follow along the road, you'll certainly hit them, but be warned, there are the patrols. The Raptor patrols tend to regularly patrol, and the closer to Alderheart, the more often to run into those thugs. However, as you know, the woods can be dangerous as well, so choose wisely. Depending on what you're suited to, I leave you all to make that decision. And if this goes well, we'll have more work for you for sure. So, you have been challenged to intercept a caravan of goods being transported. return those goods to the cause and help them liberate them and get them to new homes. You'll be able to pursue this as you see fit, either tracking through the woods, trying to make your way safely that way, or maybe making your way along the trail and bluffing past the known patrols. How would you all like to proceed? And of course, there is the camp itself here amongst you. Here in camp, we have various tents. There's a lot going on. There's a wide range of people that make up the coalition camp. There are several, harder looking folk like yourself or Benna, but there's also a lot of families, elderly folk, some younger children, and their families, clearly refugees from various other places in the forest that have come to make their home here. So while Benna is quite militant, the coalition itself is a bit more diverse. It's not like a military camp for sure, though there is that aspect.
What would Horbus know of the patrol patterns?
Why don't we make let's go with a history check here. See how much you remember from your past and your involvement with the Raptors.
It's going to be an 18.
18. So it's pretty typical for the patrols in the forest to consist of 2 or 3 raptors, and they patrol pretty regularly, and certainly closer to Alderheart, the more likely you are to run into them. But anybody traveling along the roads tend to be pretty safe for those on more official business, though you are likely to be challenged if you're found on the roads traveling. They certainly may inquire about what you're doing there.
Would he know from his time in the guard if there are any kind of dead zones or areas that had problems where caravans were getting attacked that they didn't really address?
I would think you would know that there's lots of them. There's certainly a great many areas, and so most caravans do hire on raptor guards. But at the same time, the patrols are heavy enough that you're not likely to get ambushed too frequently along the road. There's enough dangers in the woods that it could happen, but if you were to walk for a day along the roads, you're certainly going to run into a couple patrols. But there's still going to be large stretches where you could be on your own, and a caravan could be at risk for sure.
Okay, he'll. I know some places we can set traps.
We ambush the scouts.
Leave their bodies as a...
I'm on board.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready. Is it this way? I've maybe not left the town. Is this way, right?
Horbus is going to look at... I think he's going to look at Mike's character. What was your character's name again?
Tallow.
Tallow? You take care of that one.
Keep an eye on her.
Please keep her out of my way.
She seems pretty capable.
Or harmless. And he will kind of walk off towards his tent to get ready.
All right, so let's follow Horvis for just a minute then, and as you return to your small tent here in the camp, how do you ready yourself? What does that consist of? How do you arm yourself? Or
I think we see him going down kind of to his basically underwear, you know, and then he starts putting on the gambeson and the leather armor over that, and this whole time you can see he's having a hard time moving his right arm. It won't go above halfway, and just he's grunting with it. I think it's a bandolier of darts and a spear and a little whittling kit, a little woodworker's kit on his belt. Kind of see as he's walking out before the flap of the tent closes, you can see a bunch of little carved creatures on a shelf in his tent.
Share with you all at least what Benna looks like as well here. So Benna is a very dashing doe with a tricorn hat and some green leather armor and a wonderful little bow. And then just here for your reference as well, let's give you access to a map. Possibly. Yep. And so on this map, you'll notice Meadowfen out to the west of Alderheart along the main road. Kind of a frontier town just south of the Scorched Grove. What are the rest of you all doing while Orvis is prepping? How do you all prepare for this adventure? For this mission?
Amber probably goes back to her tent, and she's also putting her armor on, which consists of the bones of her enemies. And then she definitely puts like some face paint on, which looks like blood.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I think Tallow is impatiently waiting for them to get ready because he just always keeps his armor ready to go. Just kind of playing with some like little bits of flame kind of passing around between his hands. Just passing the time.
Nice.
Just looking at where his watch would be. Just tapping a foot, waiting.
Theron is practice fighting a shrub. She's got her scimitar out, which is definitely something that like came out of the equivalent of like a dumpster. It's beat up looking. The handle is absolutely like sap and vine wrapped together, kind of holding it on to the blade. And as any like kind of angsty young person's, there's basically like stickers up the blade. How Sharpie graffiti.
She sticker bombed the blade.
She's got checker marks on the handle.
And it is practicing swinging and getting ready to like go out and have her first real adventure with a shrub. Zelda style, like hitting bushes.
And you level up from that shrub. No.
Yeah, I might use thaumaturgy to try to move some of those branches around as you're swinging, make him kind of parry back a little bit.
Oh, nice.
That's great. All right. So once you all reconvene, would you all like to try and track down the caravan through the woods, follow the road?
We know the route it's going to be on, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's really only the one main road from Meadowfen. You would suspect, based on the information, that they're beyond the winnowing reach and on their way to Alderheart here in the woods. The camp is pretty close to Alderheart, just out on the fringes of the great tree, just tucked in the forest far enough that casual people are not going to stumble upon it. But yeah, you know that it's going to be traveling along the road. It's an official caravan. It's not going to be trying to secret its way along. It is likely protected. That's pretty common, especially for the Corvus's tax collectors, to have some armed guards with them. But yeah, finding it is not going to be terribly difficult, other than you don't know exactly where along the road it's going to be. So it'll take a little bit of searching to find it.
Okay, so we couldn't set up an ambush at one of those spots that that Horbus knew from earlier?
I mean, you hypothetically could. Yeah, you could kind of set up a spot near to Alderheart, knowing they haven't passed that point yet, for sure.
Yeah, I think maybe what Horbus would suggest is we go old school highwayman. We drop a tree.
Yes,
And,
yes, I was thinking that. Yes. We need a beaver friend.
Yeah, right? Drop a tree, and then I think Horbus can confront them, because they're probably going to be raptors like him. So he'll have a chance to maybe talk them down with his -1 charisma, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
That's the plan he suggests.
I don't hate that. Not a bit.
What about
Anybody
the
else
team
have
who's going to be doing
any thoughts?
it?
Ember is fully on board. She wishes there would be less talking, more fighting.
I could run in and distract them. I could just, and then I'll just, and then I'll just run over to the other side and then be like, that's helpful.
Just don't get shot.
Okay.
Yeah, Horbus will...
How big is a Gerbine compared to the rest of the party? Just out of curiosity.
They're 2 to 3 feet on average.
Okay. Yeah, so we're all in that 2 to 3 feet average.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tallow's probably a little taller. Clearun would probably be... It's definitely going to be the shortest of the lot. But yeah, Strigs and Raptors tend to be a bit bigger. Little meatier for sure, even if not tall, certainly more robust. Just speaking generally. But yeah, they're not ankle high.
Yeah, I didn't know if she would actually be like
a
teeny,
mouse.
like Mighty Mouse. Yeah.
Guys, I'm ready. Let's go.
Amazing.
Down here.
I do want to make sure that we've got an axe, a felling axe, before we head out.
Yeah, so you would know here in the camp, there's really two good sources of things like that. There is a smith, Jack, who would be a kind of source for some basic armor, weapons, things like that. There's also a quartermaster here who's going to have some general supplies, things like that. Less common that they'd have weapons, but certainly a felling axe, very possible.
Yeah, I think whichever one would have a felling axe, he would go to them and requisition it for the mission.
Yeah, so I'll leave it up to you. Do you want, is it Jack the Smith or Quartermaster Skip?
He's more familiar with the quartermaster, so he'll go cut the proper channels.
Perfect. So yeah, you kind of go over to the quartermaster's tent, which is a kind of a robust tent with a kind of stockyard off the side of it, and scurrying around it is Quartermaster Skip, a Gerbine that tends to share a great deal in common with the typical gray squirrel. Nice bushy tail, and he's running around, and you spot as he's grabbing different bags of feed, they collected food and of course nuts and things like that, a couple under the arm, and then all of a sudden you watch one into the cheek, and he carries it in and tucks it in a corner and is very quickly moving back and forth, getting goods together. Oh, Horbus, just a minute. Let me get this out of his and spits the last sack into the corner. And what can I help you with today?
I need a felling axe.
Oh, gotcha. Doing a little firewood gathering then, huh?
Let's call it that.
Ooh, intimidating. I like it. And he kind of scurries over to a corner and he's kind of like flipping through some things. He's like, nope, that's shovel, and chucks it back behind him. And then, this is it. I knew I had one. And he pulls out kind of just a typical long-handled, like, felling axe for you. Yeah, just bring it back when you're done for the day, and we'll keep it on hand for whoever needs it next. Can't go wasting things. So, and if you find anything good while you're out there, make sure to bring it back. We need everything we can get.
Copy that. He's kind of looking for a form to sign for checking this axe out.
Do I look like a Loomis to you? I don't care about that. I've got steel trap up here.
Old habits. Thank you, friend. And he kind of turns and leaves.
So yeah, get a felling axe, and we can kind of set off down the road to find a good spot to set up an ambush. That's how we'd like to proceed. Who would like to? And in fact, let's just do a group check here. Are we going to head out of camp and make for the road and kind of head down the road to look for a good spot? Or are we going to cut cross country, heading for trying to scout out some spots here, keeping out of sight? How do we want to proceed?
I say through the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's have everybody make a survival check here as we make our way through the woods. Just see how easily and well we navigate.
An 11 for
12.
way to show me up, Ray.
I usually
20.
do, Greg.
You.
Oh shit!
30.
All right.
20.
But
All right, excellent. That's really good. So low roll of an 11, dirty 20 to pick up the low roll. That's great.
Would you believe me if I told you the crap
That it
out
doesn't
of me?
work.
I would. I'd believe
Oh,
you.
Horbus rolled twice. Oh, that's the history check. Never mind.
Okay. Nope.
I mean, you just need physical dice. You just need
They're
dice
Yeah.
in your hand.
2 feet away from me. It's a 22.
Oh, wow. Yeah. All right. So
Just took a minute.
you all kind of head out into the woods, and Horbus and Clear take the lead and are guiding you all well. How does that look to you all? How are Corbus and Clearin interacting and kind of leading the group here for us, if you don't mind?
I'm kind of picturing Horbus up front, and he's not saying a word. He hasn't said a word since we left camp. He's using hand signals, and I think he's kind of relying on what's your character's name, Ray?
Ember.
Ember. He's kind of relying on Ember to understand, because he feels like Ember's a kindred spirit, or at least somebody who's knows what needs to be done.
She probably has no idea what the hand signals mean, but she gets the gist. She's done things like this before, just not so. Not for the greater good, I guess. So yeah, she gets what he's throwing down.
All right. So yeah, as you all kind of take off through the woods, Clearin kind of scouting under the underbrush, and Horbus clearing the path and leading yourselves on. Horbus and Clearin, you hear some noises up ahead of you in the woods, and you spot moving through the woods a herd of wild boar. And they don't seem to have noticed you all. You've approached from upwind, being so clever forest creatures. You do know that boar can be very dangerous. These are certainly not sentient creatures.
Okay, I was going to
to be
ask,
clear.
are they
Yep.
like ascended boars like us, or?
Nope. These would be actual like wild boar.
Okay. Like Goofy walking his dog.
That's so weird. Yeah, that some are anthropomorphic and some are just animals.
I mean, I thought about having them just be wild people, like
Long pig running around in the field.
you come across a naked man running in the woods. Like, but you also know they are pretty tasty.
It's off
Do we
mission.
have rations?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you definitely would have some rations. I mean, you're not carrying like a couple weeks worth of food. This is kind of a day mission. The camp is trying to feed a lot of people.
Well, we know where they are.
On the way back.
Pigs aren't hard to track. Yeah, wild boar is not hard to track. So, I
So we're going to try and kind of move through them stealthily then, yes?
I think, yeah, move around
Yes.
the edge of the herd.
All right. Let's have some stealth checks then.
I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace.
Oh, groovy.
Clever.
That's plus 10 to this, right?
What, 10. Yeah.
Oh, 26 for Ember.
13.
32 for
Ooh.
Orbis.
31.
Orbis,
Two.
where'd you go? I lost you.
Yeah, Orbis just kind of blends into the shadows and fly for a meaty bird.
So the low roll being a 23, you
No, I
all
got a 13.
plus 10, right?
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Pass
20.
Without a Trace.
So yeah, you all kind of follow your foxy friend's lead here as he takes this mystical quiet step, and Horbis and I'm still trying to remember everybody's names quite clearly. Ember vanish alongside, and you guys move silently through the woods, staying upwind from this herd of boar. There was 4 of them as you kind of move through the clearing. You kind of get a better sight of them, and these are large creatures, not huge, but definitely a good amount of food between 4 of them. And so yeah, you make kind of a note of where this was in relation to the camp, and can either relay that back to somebody later or possibly come back on your way through and continue on through the woods. You do eventually come to the road itself, and why don't we have some perception checks just to kind of scout the area?
11.
Dirty 20.
Oof.
Well, I see where the skills have gone in this group. So as you all overlook the road, clearing, you kind of burst out at a little bit ahead of everybody else, and you get a good look at everything. This is a pretty clear patch of road. Why don't we have Clearrun make a survival check here as well, just to kind of make a good thought of how well a ambush spot this is.
Big ol' 6. That's clearly her wheelhouse.
So yeah, I mean, it's a clear stretch of road. There's nobody around. You can tell that. You got a good eyesight of anybody coming from a long ways off, and there's definitely trees around. That's not a shortage to block the road. So but yeah, based on your perception, you can tell that there's nobody around. You don't see any raptor patrol guards coming along. You don't see the caravan at this point. You would tell that there's a good tree to cut down that would be able to cover the length of road. It is a pretty open area, though.
I will run back to the group and, trying to look very professional like Orbis, I'll start using the hand signals that he taught me when I was like a Girl Scout, and but do it with a flair that kind of makes me look like I'm doing the Macarena, really. Like the message is getting through, but
Aaron, I thought Thought you knew those better.
What did I get wrong? I just did all the signs that you taught me.
You're not supposed to do them all. You're only supposed to do the ones that you're trying to convey. Second, no flare.
Oh,
Okay, kid. We'll
okay.
pat you on the head and kind of... How's it look out there?
It's a really big spot, a great view, big tree. It's got all the benchmarks you were talking about.
All right, let's do it. And yeah, he'll pull out the axe and start to get to work on this tree.
All right. Why don't we just make a strength check here? See how that goes for you.
Porpoise is not a strength ranger. That's a 3.
A 3. Yeah, so you kind of like take a whack at this tree and, you know, you just don't get a solid whack on it. And like the axe blade hits, but it's kind of at an angle.
Yeah,
And
I
it's like
think it takes a couple of swings.
down and like straight into the dirt.
Yeah, I think you can
Embers-
kind of see, whoever's watching him can see that he's trying to fight through some sort of pain. Like, he's having a hard time swinging this axe, but he's trying all the same, and he's not getting anything done with it.
Ember's gonna roll her eyes and then just like rip the axe out of his hands and start chopping the tree.
All right, let's see how that goes for Ember.
You want strength check?
Yes, please.
It's not
Ooh,
your
also
fault,
terrible.
officer.
It's
They gave one
11.
for a right-winged person. You're left-winged. It's not you.
My choice.
11. I mean, it's not a terribly hard task, but you know, harder than a 3. But I'd say with an 11, you know, you start chopping away and you're making good progress. It's a pretty large tree, so it takes a little bit of time to do so. But after probably a good 15, 20 minutes of chopping down, making your way around the tree, getting it, you know, chopped with the right angle to fall into the road, you can tell this thing's about to go over.
I'll make sure everybody's out of the way. So back up, out of the way, and scoot the little gerbine out of the way because I'm sure she's
Probably.
very invested in
I'll
what's
catch it.
going on. Yeah.
Right. And with a loud shout of timber, the tree comes down. And let's see here. So as the tree kind of cracks and creaks and it leans towards the road and gains momentum and hits the floor with a loud, resonating as it hits the ground. Let's have everybody make some perception checks for me.
13.
15.
Ooh, 8.
18.
Okay. So, unfortunately, as this tree hits the ground, it makes a huge commotion. And unfortunately, you know, you're all a little caught up with the tree itself falling. And it's not until about 50 feet down the road, you see 2 raptor patrol members kind of jogging to see what the commotion was. How do you all react?
Orbis will stand
Hide.
in the middle of the road and motion the others to hide.
Yeah, hide.
Yeah, definitely hiding.
All right, so 3 of you
Actually,
make
no,
some.
Orbis will hide with them. Yeah, he'll hide too.
Okay, so let's make some stealth checks here. It's been a little while. How long does Without a Trace last?
1 hour.
1 hour. So let's roll a d20. Over 10, it's just under an hour. Or over 10, it's just under an hour. Under 10, it's just over. So you're looking for a high roll.
So it's 7.
A 7. So yeah, unfortunately,
Not so much.
it's just been a little too long, so that's not up anymore. But let's have some stealth checks here.
If someone would have swung that axe a little better.
All
Dirty 20.
Oh, God,
19.
6.
That's a 22 for Horbus. Oh, Tallow.
Apparently, I just shoved my head in a bush, leaving my tail sticking out.
You
Okay.
ran into the bush that I was beating the shit out of, just full of holes. Cat hides under a bar stool, and it's like, you definitely
Yeah.
can't see me.
If I
He's
see you.
just closing his eye, like.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's a group check, and as a whole, did very well. So I think probably, Tallow is like the first to dive in and is sticking up a little bit, and probably the three of you kind of like look at them like, face down with their tail feathers sticking up, or the fox tail sticking up through, and you're like, one of you grab it and yank it down behind a bush as well.
Get your
but
foot
Can
down.
I make one suggestion before we move forward? Can I have suggested that half of the team come out behind the cart and half of it in front?
So no cart here.
Oh, okay.
This is just two perch guards.
Okay.
So likely just a regular patrol coming through that heard the commotion of the tree falling. So yeah, as you guys kind of dive in the bushes, you kind of spotted them at the last minute as they're coming up the road. They finish coming up, and they don't seem to initially spot you all, but they make their way up to the tree, and you hear the two kind of grumbling. Oh, another down tree. It's always something on our shift, Joe. Did you bring an axe? Can we clear this up? Otherwise, they're gonna make us do this later anyways. We might as well get it over. And Joe turns to his friend and is like, well, I didn't carry an axe. I thought you carried the axe. You mean you didn't bring it with you? I mean,
I think at this point, Horbus will step out. Brothers, walk away from this patrol.
who are you?
Walk away now, or never walk again. And he's going to draw.
Why don't we make an intimidation check here? Or, so I assume you're threatening them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I use thaumaturgy to put some little flames going across his shoulders?
Please do.
You
Like
sure
little
can. Let's go ahead and that'll consider help, and we'll go with advantage there.
Okay, thank God. Whew. That's an 18.
Much better.
Much better than the 4.
Let's just give them a wisdom save here at least. Neither one of them. So, they kind of look at you and they're kind of looking around like, who's going to know? Joe, I did forget the axe. Thank you for letting us know, sir. I see you've got that nice axe. I'm sure you've got this under control. But they kind of take off down the road here, trying to get scarce.
And yeah, Horbus will go back into the bushes and hide again.
All right.
That could have gotten much worse.
I mean, it just. I thought I was going to get my typical opportunity to kill Greg's character right off the bat.
Mike came in with that thaumaturgy right there and saved my butt. So thank you, Mike.
Right. So how do we want to kind of prepare our ambush then at this point, now that the guards have been sent along their way?
I think, yeah, let's make sure we've got people in front of where the cart's going to be stopped and 2 people behind it.
Theron's ready to just jump in front of this thing, just full tilt.
I know you're excited, Clear. Hold. For someone like you, probably the hardest part of the mission. Just hold. It'll happen.
All right, so
crouched behind the tree,
so why
aggressively
don't we
holding it, literally.
why don't we have somebody make a D10 roll for me, and we'll see how long you're hiding in the bushes.
10 hours later.
Oof. 8.
8.
Damn it.
So
Sorry.
yeah, I mean, you kind of didn't go too far through the woods, unfortunately, so you're pretty close to Alderheart. So unfortunately, it does take some time, and just kind of getting bored. What do you guys do to pass the time?
Nothing. He's waiting. He's on a stakeout.
Orvis just stares intently at the
Yeah,
road
he's
for
just
8
watching the
straight
road.
hours. What about the rest of our group? How do you all pass the 8 hours as you wait in the bushes?
I'm probably throwing pebbles that I'm finding. Like, trying to hit the other pebble that I've thrown. Just.
Played that game
I
a
like
lot.
that.
Clarence's recounting the plot of the last YA novel she read.
Yeah, Horbus is, not breaking eye contact with the road. Yep. Fascinating.
Okay, but it really picks up in book 3.
Uh-huh.
All right, so in chapter 4,
So after a long day kind of spent waiting, it's getting later into the evening. The sun's probably kind of setting down, kind of like just cresting between the road, lining up with the load in the trees. And you see coming out of this sunset a caravan, a large laden wagon filled with barrels and goods. A Loomis in a graying dove. They're in lesser vestments, a brown kind of linen robe. And it's escorted by 4 gallus, who present as your common yard chickens, and 2 kind of burlier raptor patrol members. And the caravan is pulled by 2 giant ferrets. And shared that image for you all. As the cart creaks up to here, they notice from a ways ahead that the tree is down, and the caravan kind of slows to a halt a decent distance back, and the raptor patrol kind of heads up ahead to see what's going on with it. So the 2 raptor patrol members are up at the tree that you guys have cut down across the road. The cart is probably stopped about 50 feet back and is escorted by 4 more simply armed. They're probably wearing like a simple leather vest, have like a short sword or an axe on their hip. They're clearly not soldiers. These are probably just hired escorts, whereas the raptors are clearly more professional guards, probably hired the Corvum Council to escort this tax load to the city. And then a Loomis kind of priest is riding on the cart, escorting the goods as well. How do you all want to proceed?
I would like to get behind the cart and maybe try to, like, I want to, I guess, sabotage it. I want it to be able to not escape.
Okay, so it is a little ways. So unfortunately, because it is such a straight section of road, they were able to see the down tree a ways ahead. So you're going to have to kind of sneak your way back to kind of get to where the cart is.
Okay.
And hopefully the raptors won't notice you as you do so. So let's have a stealth check for you to get back there.
18.
18, that's pretty good. All right. Checking here a couple things. That's good. And let's check just these 2 here.
I think as annoyed as Orbis was looking with Clear, now that she's stopped talking, he's actually kind of curious about Chapter 5. He will never, ever, ever admit it to anybody, but he wants to... That book might go missing.
As soon as she sees that cart, it's gonna be this intense, like, look at the cart, look at you, look at the cart, look at you, be like, let me go, let me at him.
I'll give you the signal. You'll know when.
I'm just like staring.
So Ember, you are able to sneak along the woods here, kind of staying beneath the brush, managing to not step on that dried out stick across your path. Step carefully over it. You time it so as the guards are moving by, you kind of like stop and duck down and wait, and then continue back. And you are successfully able to make your way kind of behind the cart, to a point where nobody's really able to see you kind of sneaking up behind there. So just to kind of recap where everybody is, we've got Horbus and Clear Run kind of up near the tree where the cart was hoping we'd have it stopped, but now there's 2 Raptor Patrol members in front of you two. We have our... I don't have your names in front of me, and I'm still... is kind of halfway in between. Probably kind of halfway from the tree to the cart, and then we've got Ember having snuck just past where the cart has stopped, positioned just off the edge here, preparing to sneak in to sabotage the cart. And this is your typical cart. It's got wooden spoke wheels, just the one driver, and then 4 Gallus footmen on the edge of it. How do you go about sabotaging it?
I would like to essentially like cut the reins of the ferrets, so like the ferrets would be free.
Okay.
So that the cart just couldn't go anywhere.
All right. So
You say you would have had like a caw kind of signal. Obviously not caca, given the setting, but you know.
y'all have had 8 hours to work out a signal. I think at some point in those 8 hours, that is totally reasonable.
Okay, so yeah, I think Horbus.
But I think at this point, let's definitely go first. Ember, what is the signal that you give? Quick, on the spot.
Yeah, it is very much the owl. Hoo hoo.
Rabbit. Good response. But yeah, Horbus has been waiting for this, and as soon as he hears the signal, he's going to step out on top of the tree and look down on these 2 raptors in front of him, and you're going to see this kind of blackness oozing, spreading out from under his armor, almost. And his eyes get dark, and he's going to look at them. Brothers, join me. Abandon those who would set you on fire for their own warmth, but wouldn't piss on you to put you out. That cart, they're going to use it to snuff you out. Come with me, join me, or I'll do the same to you. At least I'll be merciful. Got a spear.
All right, so you've jumped out to do that. Let's real quick here, just because if Ember is making the signal as they like go for cutting the reins on the ferrets, let's have you all roll initiative as well. And we'll kind of have some simultaneous checks from the 2 of you here to start us off.
8 for Horbus.
It's got it for me.
For Tallow. Oh, nice.
3.
All
Also
right.
an 8 from Ember.
So let's start here, though, with Ember and Horbus's kind of surprise rounds here. So, Ember, do you kind of like rush out of the woods to attack the reins? Do you try and like use some kind of ranged attack to sever them, or how does that?
I think I would actually like to try to get underneath the cart if I could and just cut it, like so they still don't know I'm there.
I would say that's going to be incredibly difficult because the cart is
Shit.
kind of flanked by 2 guards on each side, and then the
Okay.
tallow driver sitting up on
like
it.
this so that she would do that while Horvus is creating a distraction.
It's possible, I will say, but it's still going to be very difficult.
Well, then.
So you did sneak up behind. So let's just have another stealth check here. And then while we get that roll, Horvus, you kind of have jumped out of in front of the raptor guards here. And are you trying to persuade them or intimidate them here? Just because it kind of flirted that line.
I don't think he knows. It's the same score for me either way.
Okay. Well, let's get that roll.
Got so much anger in him, he doesn't know. Oh, that's a 0. So now one
He
for a
really
0.
doesn't know.
All right, well, I got a 19 on my other stealth check.
Nice. Okay. So with a 19, I will tell you,
As always, Ray carries us.
I was putting that at an 18 because which is
shit.
high for your level. So
Yeah.
but a 19, that's really good. So I'm gonna say, yeah, you managed to kind of quietly make your way out of the woods, and just as the Horvus jumps out and makes this distracting speech and very threatening speech up in the front, all the Gallus kind of focus in on this new threat standing in front of this clearly sabotaged tree in the road, and you're able to slide underneath the cart and kind of start from there. So we'll say you're going to start your turn hidden. It is prone, but underneath the cart here.
Okay.
And unfortunately, Horvus, your speech falls on deaf ears, and these 2 raptor guards look at you and they're like, "What do you mean? Have you betrayed the Corvum? That's it. We won't suffer you to down our reputation with your traitorous behavior. Prepare to die, scum." And they both pull their weapons on you, and they prepare to attack. And the Gallus also keyed in on you. So they were, I think I said, about 100 feet back from the tree is what I said.
I thought it was 50.
So they're 50 feet back is what I said?
think
Okay. So they're a fair ways back. So they're going to kind of move up towards the front of the cart. There's one from each side, kind of moves up past the ferrets and pull their weapons, and they kind of take this clear ready to attack stance, kind of preparing for trouble. As these 2 kind of pull out their weapons and prepare for whatever may come, Tallow, what would you like to do?
All right, so I think we're just gonna go up and get into it. We're gonna call down some sacred flame on one of those Gallus guards, whichever one is on the same side as I am.
Okay.
So that's gonna be it's a dex save.
All right.
12.
That's an 11.
All right, that is 1d8 for 8 radiant damage.
Very nice. Yeah, this Gallus nearest you kind of just is smoted down, and these flames billow up around its feet and feathers, and starts to smoke, and he is not in a good way.
Yeah, and that's what I got.
All right. And did you move out of cover, or are you staying up in the woods then?
I think we're going to stay up in the woods right now.
Okay. All right. So that does bring up one of the veterans here, the patrol members. And they are going to set HP correctly. And Unfortunately, they're going to draw. They both have these large great swords they keep on their back. And this one draws its great sword on you, Horbus, and advances into combat with you and is going to swing at you 2 times. The first is a 10.
Not hit.
And the second, typical GM rolling here at Thunderleaf Games, that's a 9.
That's not going to do it either, no.
All right.
I'm glad to see it's not just me.
He kind of looks at you and he's like,
Me
"You
too.
squirrely bird, I'll get you yet." Ember, what would you like to do from underneath the cart here?
Cut the reins, please.
All right, so you kind of squirm your way towards the front of the cart here, and let's just get an attack roll here on the reins. It shouldn't be hard to hit.
12.
Yeah, with the 12, I would say you definitely are able to kind of reach out and what kind of weapon do you use?
I've got a great axe. So I think she's kind of holding it up towards the top and just like so slowly just trying to shave the reins.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you kind of like slide up there and you kind of reach up and slash across and manage to sever the 2 reins from the ferrets. They are still lashed to it. The driver has definitely lost control of the ferrets here at this point. I would say that probably takes most of your movement, kind of crawling up there and doing that. You maybe have like another 5 feet if you wanted to kind of try and get out from under. Otherwise, I will say, like, if you just want to stay under the cart for the moment, it would probably keep you hidden. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Horbus, you've just been ducking some huge greatsword swings at you, and you've got a second raptor looking down at you. What are you going to do?
He is going to... He is going to jump off of the tree with his spear in both hands and try and get the guy that swung at him.
Very cool.
12.
12 is not going to hit.
Okay. And for a bonus action, he's going to... Sorry, I haven't played a ranger in a while. Hunter's mark on this guy.
Okay. All right. That is going to bring up our other 2 Gallus guards here. These chickens here are going to kind of squawk, and they're going to move around, or I'll say the one on the far side kind of moves up as well to kind of stand in front of the cart with its fellows. And then let's just make I think the one that's on your side is Tallow is going to try and kind of like spot you out in the woods and start heading your way. What is the range on your spell you cast?
60 feet.
60 feet. So you're probably a little bit out of range for him, but he is going to kind of head out into the woods and is tromping into the woods towards you. Not able to get there at this point, but getting pretty close. And then the one on the cart is like looking around and is like, "Quick, get them! My father is not going to be happy when he hears about this. Stop these ruffians before they stop us." And he's going to shoot a blast of energy out at, well, it's probably going to go into the woods at Tallow. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, it's +5 to hit. Oh, that's a dirty 20 to hit you.
That'll definitely hit.
Okay, and that's going to be 1d10 damage. Oh, geez. 9 points of damage to Tallow.
Oof. All right.
Checking here. I think that's about all we're going to do. Yeah, this dove caster, after threatening you with his father, is going to kind of just stand on the cart, like commanding his guards here. And that will bring us to Clear Run.
The closest persons to me, how far would you say that is?
Definitely within running distance, because
okay.
I think Horvis just kind of stepped out of the woods towards the front of the tree, and they've kind of moved up into contact with him. So yeah, you'd definitely be able to get to the two Raptor patrol members.
All right. And I'm gonna just hop on over the trunk that I was hiding behind and full speed ahead, scimitar in the air above my head, just like, stand down, you buggers! Ah!
So there is one that's like actively engaged with Horvis, and there's one that's just probably a couple steps further back that hasn't attacked yet. Which one would you like to go for?
I'm assuming that Horvis is just, kicking ass over there and doesn't need me, so I'll go to the one next to him.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of run up to the one that's starting to march in towards Horvis, and let's have some attack roll.
18.
That's definitely a hit.
Okay. That is 6 damage.
Nice.
And then, because my proficiency is with the scimitar, and it has Nick, which allows me, from what I'm reading, I can take another attack with my action instead of bonus action.
Very cool.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
So I'm gonna keep on swinging. 24. I just really want to impress people.
Heck yeah.
Oh, nice.
Carry this team, Clear
Yeah,
up.
Horvis is impressed.
It's 4 more points of damage. And I'm absolutely trying to make eye contact with everyone on the team and just I got it.
Yeah, and this guard is like, hey, what? Where did you come from? There's more here. Help! Get to work, you chickens! And then he turns around and he's gonna try and swing back at you with his great sword. Clear Run. And that's a 14 to hit.
Does not.
All right. And his second swing, a 9.
Somehow no.
So yeah, he kind of whips around as you kind of rush out of the woods, and he kind of just swings at what he thinks would be critical level, and yeah, just shooting right over the top of you as he kind of lashes back and forth real quickly. And yeah, very cool. That does bring us up to the top, and we have a chicken that got blasted with fire, and he's gonna be like, I'm not paid enough for this, and he kind of throws down his axe, and he just takes off down the road the other direction they came from. And he's gonna book it at 60 feet down the road here. His fellow that moved up the road with him is, what? No, you can't. And he's like, oh, and he looks at the dove on there. It's like, nope, no, I gotta do this. My family needs the bunny. And he kind of stomps forward here, and he's gonna keep moving up, and he's gonna kind of move into flank with the 2 raptors here, and he will make some attacks on Clear Run as well. So he's gonna make 1 attack. This one's wielding a mace. He does critically hit. That's a 20, nat 20. So we have not discussed this. Are we going with our typical D&D crits, or are we going with traditional D&D crits, team?
What do you want to do?
I feel like Amy should have a bit of a say in this right now.
How do you want to die, Amy? Thanks for asking. I mean, murderer's choice, I guess, Donnie.
Okay, let's go with our usual way of doing it, because I think it's more rewarding in general. So for everybody at home with D&D, at least in our home rule game, we typically go with the very common homebrew rule of criticals are max damage plus a dice roll. There's a lot of different ways people do it. I think that way it always gives a kind of above the normal amount of damage. So it's going to be here 7 plus 3, so 10 points of damage to Clearin as this one rushes up with his axe and is like, "For Jenny!" And he
Jenny's sleeping with Mark. Joke's on you.
Joe told us.
Yeah.
And as he kind of say this, he kind of looks down the road. Mark!
Toodaloo.
Why do you think he ran?
All right, Tallow, what would you like to do?
All right, so there is a chicken coming towards me.
Yeah, there's one tromping in the woods coming at you.
All right, so 2 of me are going to step out of the bush, and I'm going to use Invoke Duplicity.
Cool.
And we are going to rush towards this chicken, and I'm going to leap at him and try to bite his throat.
Nice.
So we will find where my little bite went. And that is... and if I'm within 5 feet, I get advantage of my little duplicate guy.
Nice.
So... yeah, that's a... what was that first one? 19.
19 will definitely hit.
4 damage.
4
piercing as I
Cool.
bite at his throat.
So yeah, like he's kind of like not sure where to look, and just as he looks at the real one, you probably lash out and chomp, and he takes a big old bite there.
Very Velociraptor-ish.
I love it. I'm assuming that's the sound foxes make, right?
Yes.
It's
It is now.
in this universe, it's canon now. Foxes make the Jurassic Park noise.
Probably
Yeah,
a
and
rar,
that's
right?
what I got.
All right, so yeah, then we're back to Horvis and his buddy he's tangling with here up on the right against the tree. And this one's like, "You may have dodged me once, but I'll get you this time, traitor." Nope, that's a 10. I'm gonna try again. Oh, for God's sakes. That's a 7.
See, the guard's training is as quality as ever.
Quiet, traitor. These are supposed to be very dangerous encounter here, y'all. If I could roll above a 7, you'd be in trouble.
If only.
So yeah, he kind of like lunges with one, and it kind of like catches into the tree itself, and then he kind of like yanks it out, and he's like kind of overbalanced as he does, trying to swing at you the second time, and yeah, he just can't quite pin you down here. Ember, hiding underneath the wagon here. How do you want to go here?
I would like to come from under the wagon and get the apparently Nepo baby that is on top of it. I would like to ask him a question. 17?
17
To ask him
will
a question?
definitely hit. Out of curiosity, since I know this is a new class for you, you're a barbarian, right?
I am, yeah.
Would you like to rage?
Not yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. That was definitely a hit. And how much damage?
5 damage.
All right.
And then I have weapon mastery there, so I can topple him. So he
Okay.
needs to make a con saving throw, DC 8 plus 2 plus 5. And if he
15.
fails,
No, I've gone cross-eyed.
yeah.
2 plus 2 plus 1.
on a failed save, he is prone.
He did pass the save. That's a 19.
Get the fuck outta here. Okay.
He probably, it's that he kind of like slammed into like the stack of like good behind him. So it's not that he wasn't going to fall prone from your tremendous attack. It's just that he couldn't. He kind of bounced off and kind of stayed on his feet.
Okay.
All right. Anything else from you?
I think she probably like hulks a little bit, like the wings come out and flex.
Awesome.
Yeah. And she's just going to stare menacingly.
I love it. And that will definitely come back. And in fact, you know what? Because it's not going to have any effect right away, we're just going to skip to him real quick because I think that's awesome. And like, as you hulk out like that after whacking him with your axe, he's like, guard, help! And he just ducks down and curls up, and his little hedgehoggy spikes are sticking out. And he just kind of curls up into a little hedgehog ball up here on the driver's bench. And but Horbus, you are up.
All right, so Horbus is going to try and make some space between himself and the raptor he's entangled with. I'm not going to use disengage. I'll take the AOO if it's going to happen.
Yes, here's the natural 20, finally. No.
You already got one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I deserve 2 because I've missed like 7 attacks. No, no nat 20, but it definitely is going to be a hit with a 23.
Yeah, that beats my AC.
And that is going to do 9 points of slashing damage as you kind of rush back. You're probably catching like the backswing here as he's kind of like overbalanced, kind of like just carries it over and gets you as you try and get away.
I kind of picture he's trying to duck under it and just timed it wrong.
But you still scurry away from him.
Yeah, so now that he's got some space, he's going to launch a couple of darts. First dart is a 9.
Not going to hit, unfortunately.
Got 2 weapon fighting, so the second dart... Come on, it's an 8.
So yeah, he kind of like swings his great sword and like catches you as you run away, and then like spins it real quick and flecks these darts as they're coming in, and they kind of go thunk thunk into the tree trunk next to him. Because why not?
Might as well hit something.
I think that brings us up to our birds. So we had one that's kind of standing in front of the cart, and it turns around and sees Ember doing like their Hulk flex on their hedgehog leader here. It's like, oh, the paycheck, and it runs back at you with a ferocious bark.
Chicken knows what's up.
And is going to kind of brandish its spear and come in and try and attack you with a 16 to hit.
Yeah.
And that will do 4 points of piercing damage. And then the one in the woods that just got bit in the throat by a ferocious fox here, or pair of foxes, is kind of looking back and forth, not sure who to attack, but he's just going to kind of swing at you and hope for the best. Is that disadvantage to hit you, or is it like a 50-50 shot? Or
let's see. I can cast spells through it. I've got advantage of it. Yeah, no, nothing about you having disadvantage.
Okay. So since you did just bite him, he's going to attack the clone that bit him. No, he's not.
That's fair.
That's an 8. So he swings out you, but, he's still a little uncertain. So doesn't make contact. Our Nepo hedgehog is stayed curled. Oh, shit. So it's not a hedgehog. It is a Loomis. I did forget the race here. So we're going to still use the same stat block, though, as what I've got pulled here. So we're going to say he's managed to, have his father buy him a cloak of quills. And that's kind of what he's wearing here.
Jesus!
And but that's why he's curled up and looks like a hedgehog now that he's curled up fetal position on the cart calling for help. But let's bring it up to our ferocious Jervine clear run.
She's never been in this situation, and she's certainly probably never been hit that hard in one fell swoop. So there are just full tears welling up in her eyes, but she doesn't want to look weak. So it's very much like,
God.
when you open your eyes real wide, and it's just like, don't cry. You're like, don't do it, right?
You cry?
So she's just like, I'm okay. And then she'll just keep swinging.
Mm-hmm.
16.
That's a hit.
And 6 points of damage.
Very nice. He definitely putting some hurt on this raptor. He's looking a little uncertain. You're so much smaller than him, but ferocious.
Definitely not crying. Definitely not.
You know what? Just because I love it, I'm gonna have you make a charisma check for me. Just because, maybe we get those, sad puppy eye sympathy here. 18. Okay, so I'm gonna give him disadvantage attacking to you for that. He kind of swings, gets ready, and then he's like, "Oh."
You're a literal child.
Which definitely does. So it's a 10 to hit. So that is not gonna do the trick. And he's then he is gonna try again here though. He's got a mission. He's paid well. So a 13 to hit. All right. Saved you this round, those crocodile tears. All right. Back to our fleeing chicken. And he continues to run down the road. And we're going to just pull him out of combat at this point.
Well, he's got a bed to keep warm.
Then we have the other chicken that has kind of just clobbered you, unfortunately, clear run. And this time it's a 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. For 2 points of slashing damage.
I could through your armor? Oh wait, that's our other game.
And Tallow.
Yeah, we are gonna kind of dance around him with the duplicate and myself, and then we are gonna swing the. We're gonna bite him again. That is a 15.
15 will definitely hit this chicken.
And that is for 3 damage.
3 points of damage. And he kind of is holding these like bite wounds. He's like, "Would you stop it?"
Yeah, that's what I got.
All right, Horbus.
Orbis? Really?
Oh, I'm sorry. I jumped ahead. I skipped. I keep confusing Tallow and Ember because Tallow's last name is Embercloak.
Ember,
Like,
yeah.
I'm like, great. Ember just went. Oh, there's two of those on here. Like,
2 embers.
all right. So the one engaged with Horbus is going to pursue him here and keep making some attacks at you. With a 10. All right, there we go. 22 with the second one. For 11 points of slashing damage on Horbus.
11 points of slashing on Horbus?
Yeah.
Ow.
Big overhand sweep as he's kind of pursuing you from behind and, yeah, just kind of chops down at you. Ember, you're up here. And you're presented with this prickly fetal position here.
And then I was just speared by a chicken, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think the spear probably got her like in the ribs between like her bone armor. And she's gonna look down at it and grab it and see like the blood on her hand. She's then going to lick it, smile, and then she's gonna barbarian rage.
Awesome.
It's terrifying.
I'm afraid.
Yeah.
And she's just like this guttural yell from an owl.
Claren has a new mentor. And you don't know it yet.
Relationship with Horbus ended. Mentorship with Ember
You're
started.
out, man.
Oh, he might be.
Ember, way cooler.
He might be out. He's not doing too hot.
Yeah, is that my only action to rage?
I think that's just a bonus action.
Oh, okay. Well then, I'm gonna ask the chicken a question now.
All right.
Be a 17 to hit.
17 will definitely hit this chicken.
Gonna be 11 damage.
Yeah, so you kind of like turn around in like this terrifying display and literally just cleave the head off this chicken as it
Right
kind
off.
of like takes off running in a circle. Yeah.
The chicken's body's still going down the road, and I hope the head can land in front of the Nepo baby porcupine.
Yeah, it kind of like bounces
Yeah.
down onto the bench, like right next to him. Swoop. All right. Anything else from Ember?
She's laughing maniacally.
All right, Horbus, one up that.
All right. This guy closed the distance on me, right?
Yes, he did.
All right. He is going to drop his spear, draw his scimitar, and swing at him with that.
All right.
There we go. 21.
Definitely a hit.
All right. So that's going to be 8 damage. But also, as I need to see if this is a d6 or a set. As he swings his scimitar, you see that kind of black darkness that you saw coming out from under his armor earlier. Kind of moves down his arm like a shadow across his scimitar and into the other guy as he's swinging on it. And he takes an additional 4 points of slashing damage.
Very nice.
And then I'm gonna try a dart from this range, since I've got 2-weapon fighting and I've used the attack.
So if you're in close range, it'll be at disadvantage.
That's fine.
But that's fine.
Yeah. 10 and 16.
Yeah, so you're gonna miss, unfortunately. Probably kind of like your arm has a hard time clearing and just not able to get a good throw on it. That brings us up to our bird in the woods here, who just keeps getting bit, and at the same time he's kind of left on his own. He's fighting for his life, so he's gonna try and fight his way out of this. It's a 21 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
2 points of damage. And Mr. Nepo baby here is going to kind of uncurl from his fetal position, seeing that you've turned your back on him, and is going to have you make a charisma roll, wisdom save. Let's give you the right things here. So a wisdom save from Ember, as he's like,
16?
my father will reward you for saving me, but that's good enough to save you from the Nepo baby's charm. So yeah, he kind of is like uncurled and like looking out from underneath this cloak of quills at you, and yeah, just not as convincing as he thinks he is. Clear run. How would you like to go?
A little just. Sorry, Donnie?
I was going to say, you've got two very wounded creatures in front of you, a chicken and a not quite as wounded raptor guard.
Still a little teary-eyed, just trying to, stand up tall, puff up her chest, and just look very intimidating, and really wanting to emulate Ember. Kind of squeals out this little war cry, which sounds a little like cry, but, a little like, ah! And then we'll swing at the one.
At the chicken or the bigger one?
The chicken.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Definitely a hit.
And 7.
Yeah, how do you finish this chicken off?
Ooh. Batchcock.
What was that?
Batchcock.
Batchcock. Okay. And anything else from Clear Run as you prep this chicken for dinner?
I am going to use a bonus action second wind to heal a little bit.
All right.
All right, so that's 7 hit points back.
All right, so this one is going to... so we'll bring up the raptor guard engaged with you then, and it will see the chicken fall and be like, weaklings, and they're just going to keep attacking you. For a 7 and a 10. Very effective guards here.
At least you're consistent.
Yeah, right?
So that's what matters.
Yeah.
The DM curse, right, Mike?
I'll take it.
Yep.
All right. So our last chicken here that is... where was this one? I think this one is the one that... Losing track of my chickens here, guys.
Marker, no way.
So that was in the woods. That one...
I think there's...
Oh, I see what happened.
One with Ember.
Yep. Nope. This is the one that would have been killed. Yeah, we're good. I dropped one to 0 in the initiative. Threw me off there. All right, so we're good. So yeah, that brings us actually to Tallow at the top of the order now.
All right. How's this chicken looking?
The one in front of you is not looking good.
All right. We are going to Toll the Dead. So I need a wisdom save from him.
Good roll. So he did get a 15.
All right. And it's a 12.
Ah.
And I think I'm going to have the duplicate start running over towards where Horvis and Clearrun are.
Okay.
So he can move up to like 30 feet, so I don't know how far they are from me in the middle.
I think you'd probably be able to get pretty close to Horvis at that point. Yeah, because Horvis has kind of moved back towards the woods himself. So, yeah, I think you could easily get to Horvis and the perch guard he's fighting, or patrol member.
My little duplicate guy is just going to try to distract the perch guard, kind of just run around him.
All right, definitely threatening him with another creature here. Yeah, so I think that's going to result in that raptor splitting its attacks, because he thinks he's got Horvis pretty much taken care of here. So he's going to make one attack at Horvis and then one attack at the new threat here. So Horvis, that is a 21 to hit.
Okay.
For 9 points of damage.
Horvis drops.
You up?
Nope.
Oh, shit.
Horvis drops to the ground.
And then that's a 13 to hit your duplicate.
It's a 16, so no.
All right. That will bring up Ember.
I'm trying to debate if we want the Nepo baby alive or not. I think not. I think we're gonna send them a message. I would like to I would like to roar Hulk smash the Nepo baby, please.
Okay.
Oh, maybe not. That's a 9.
Yeah,
But
unfortunately.
does she get advantage if he's prone?
What?
Because you
Try
said
that again.
Nepo baby was curled up on the ground.
This be a 21.
That will hit.
All right. Oh, 6 damage.
All right.
And she's just standing over him. Just axe ready to come down.
All right. Horvis, would you like me to make your death save, or do you want to make that roll?
Oh, I like it when you make him blind. Like, make him behind the screen so I have no idea.
All right.
It's so much more exciting that way. That's my favorite way to do it. Like, this is...
Greg, you have just not had a good go of it.
Dude, in all of our games, I don't know what I did to piss off the random number gods, but they are mad. Oh, they are mad at me.
It definitely wasn't my lunch money you stole.
Remember that time in 6th grade?
No, Greg was the nice.
Yeah, that went the other way. I remember the bus trip back from outdoor education.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right, let's go with here. Chicken fighting for his life. So he is going to keep fighting. He wants to get back to his sweet little hatchling. That's a 12 to hit our fox friend.
It's still gonna miss.
All right, and then Mr. Nepo baby here is going to kind of curl back into his spiky ball. He's like, "No, my father will be good for me. Don't kill me." I'm going to curl into a ball here in front of our very angry barbarian.
Your father's gonna need a closed casket.
Dark. Clear run. You've got the remaining, or the raptor guard in front of you.
Yeah, it's like some second-hand intimidation with that.
I'm scared.
My new mentor, but also I'm scared.
Scare house.
No, she beat me. So I was seeing Horvis go down. Definitely, that's just not gonna fly. So I'm gonna swing on over to that side of me, and hopefully not miss. Dirty 20.
So you're moving over to attack the one that's fighting Horvis?
Yeah.
So Horvis has moved away from where you all were originally.
Of course you did.
Yeah, he did. So it would potentially be an opportunity attack on you to do that.
Can I use my bonus action evasive footwork to avoid that?
If that's a thing you have, what does evasive work?
It's a thing.
Okay,
It's essentially like the disengage for a superiority die.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, definitely.
I will do that. Let me mark off my superiority die. And then, yes, I will try. I will try. Well, I had rolled the... Does that count?
Yeah, the 20 still counts for sure.
Okay.
And you also get to add a superiority die to your AC until your next turn.
Ooh.
That's insane.
Okay, so the superiority die was friggin' 8.
AC 24. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely impossible to hit this little mouse.
Pretty much.
Hanked
And it was
out.
9 damage
Heck yeah.
on the scimitar.
That max damage on your scimitar?
It was.
Yeah.
Nice.
The heroic little mouse here comes to save the day.
Little fucking turbine that could.
It was sad watching Grandpa Bird fall down.
Oh god, he
All right.
went fast. That's the fastest I've ever had a character go down. I got one hit in.
So the one that you disengaged with is going to pull out a heavy crossbow here, though, and seeing the barbarian hulking over his patron is going to take a crossbow shot over at Ember. And that is a dirty 20 to hit you.
I am resistant to piercing damage.
Okay, so that means you'll take half this.
Okay.
Oh, jeez Louise. So 18 points of piercing damage on the heavy crossbow, reduced
But only-
to 9.
Okay.
Go rage.
Yeah.
And he's then going to kind of drop that, and he's going to start running back towards you here with his movement. So he kind of closes about half distance back to the cart. But that will bring up Ember. Not Ember, Tallow. Damn it. That last name is just...
All right. So for the little duplicate over there by Corvus will kind of crouch down and kind of whisper in his ear and cast Healing Word at 2nd level.
Nice.
Thank you.
For 13 health. And then that's a bonus action. So I am going to bite this stupid chicken again.
All right. It's
Nat
worked
20.
so far. There it is.
23. So that's 7 plus 5, So 12 points of piercing damage.
All right, so what do you do here?
I think I just leap at its little throat and just do that like shake it thing.
Yeah, and it
And bring
definitely
it
kind
down.
of goes limp in your mouth and just kind of flops around in you. Yeah. Disgusting, sir. All right, Perch Guard here is going to see that happen, but at the same time, he's now realized that the real threat is this little innocent seeming mouse. And it's going to turn around and try and hack at you with his greatsword for an 8. This guard is
24,
not
bro.
having a good day. And a 12, so almost, you know.
Almost.
But that brings up Ember. Got a guard shooting you and charging at you, and a little hedgehog begging for his life.
I'm finishing the job on the hedgehog.
Ferocious
100%.
beast.
Hedgehog needs to go.
So it is curled up
is
and facing. It is in a little spiny ball here.
So still advantage because it's prone?
Let me read how this. So actually, because of this skill, it's not technically prone. He's curled up.
Okay.
So yeah,
So non-advantage.
not advantage.
All right. 13.
13. It is not. Unfortunately, like your arms kind of get embedded in the spikes,
Damn.
and they prick you for 3 points of piercing damage.
So 1 point of piercing damage?
Yes. But it does kind of like roll him out, and now he's just prone again.
Okay. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
And anything else from Ember?
No, that's it. She's gonna take care of this Nepo baby if it's the last thing she does.
All right, Horbus, as you lay there prone with the Derby mouse standing over you, protecting your prone form.
He's going to bonus action cast his Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
So I move like the wind until the spell ends its concentration. Movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. Once before the spell ends, I can give myself advantage on one weapon attack. That attack deals an extra 1d8 damage, whether or not it hits.
Well, that's awesome.
So he is going to he's going to cast this while he's on the ground, and then he's going to kip up and move half his distance away.
Yep.
Then he is going to pull out one of his darts and throw that at this guy with advantage. First one's a dirty Oh, yeah. At 20 for 25.
All right.
All right, so he throws this dart at this dude, and let's see, it's 9 base damage. And that rolled the crit.
So plus another 4. You rolled max on the first dice there.
So 9 plus
So
4.
13.
And then he's also, you're going to see that kind of black fuzz. It sticks on this this dart, and that does an extra 2 points of damage. And then the Zephyr Strike for 5 more points of damage.
All right. How do you do this then?
I think-
Because that definitely gets the job done.
Yeah, I think he kind of kip up, backs up, and as he's like almost diving away, he just throws this dart at this dude. And we just see the camera from behind the dude, and the dart comes out right at the base of the skull, straight at the camera.
Disgusting. You all are gross. But awesome. And that brings up our Nepo baby, who is laying here on the ground again and is going to be like, please don't kill me, and he's gonna try and cast Charm Person again on the terrifying barbarian. Let's get another Wisdom save.
8.
So yeah, you maybe were wrong about him.
Could get you a lot of money.
Yeah, for sure. And he's just a little punk anyways. Not really a threat. Not like that terrifying raptor chasing after you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you are charmed. So let's see here. You will regard this creature as a friendly acquaintance, and lest he were to do anything to harm you, or stop casting the spell. For the moment,
Okay.
you're feeling friendly towards him.
Okay.
But that does bring up our fearless little mouse. Your original target is now booking it and has just shot a bolt into the back of your new hero.
How far would I be?
Probably about 30 feet.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I shall indeed use my 30 feet of movement. And same thing, just scimitar wildly flying through the air. Just looking a fool. But feeling really cool. Feeling good about it.
I'm picturing
Gonna take a swing.
Clear as just a very fluid, almost like a dervish style fighter. Just all over the
It's
place.
very, very gracious of you to think that.
I try.
Yeah.
I imagine that's how she sees herself.
That probably.
I think
18.
Horvis has been around enough to see that is what Clear Run is becoming.
Yeah, he sees
There's
a lot of
that
potential in this
potential.
little Gerbine. He's got some hard time admitting it, but he sees some potential there.
18 will definitely hit.
5 damage.
Damage. And how do you want to do it?
At this point, it's just very stressful. It's been a lot of things have just happened, and so it's kind of more like just running and kind of eyes closed, just did I get it?
And you do. And I think that with our barbarian kind of going soft on this Nepo baby, and our ferocious mouse slashing this last raptor patrol member to the ground, our chickens running away and beheaded and running away and dead on the ground.
Split
I think
down
we'll
the
come
middle.
back next week to find out what's on this cart. Who is this little tallow wrapped in a hedgehog cloak? And see what you all decide to do with this tax haul.
All
But
right.
on that note, I certainly want to thank those that have joined us tonight. And of course, subscribe and follow so that you get notifications on next week's show, as well as all the other great programming we got coming up. And we just love that y'all joining us. So
Yeah, thank
have
you
a
all
good
for
night,
joining.
everybody.
I will. I'll definitely have a
Thank you.
backup character for next week because apparently somebody's got it out for me. But thank you everybody who joined us tonight, and we will see you guys Wednesday. Ray and I'll see you Wednesday, and so will Donnie with Donnie Does It. Wednesdays are a very active
Absolutely.
day for us. So make sure you join us on Wednesday. It's a good time. All right, thanks,
It is a good
Thunderleaf.
time.
We'll catch you later.
Good night,
Yeah.
everybody.
Bye.